Alrighty,
Okay.
welcome to the stream. This we are streaming Lost Mine of Findelver. We are missing a couple of people tonight, but we are still gonna go with it. So I will have everybody take a moment and introduce themselves and go from there. So we will start with Rooney or Jordan.
Yeah, so I'm playing Rooney, a Kender uh, barbarian. He is very, uh, I guess, naive about the world he's in currently, and is best friends with a elven woman.
Okay, excellent. And then Solomon.
Yeah, I'm playing Solomon Vapor. He is a water genasi cleric and a member of the now it just slipped my mind, and I definitely didn't write it down where I should have.
Is it
He's a member of
Harper's?
Order of Knights that is fighting evil in the Forgotten Realms, and he is middle aged and decided he was going to take a bigger step out in the world.
Nice. And then we have Bob.
Yes, my name is Brad, and I'll be playing Bob. Bob is an autognome warlock who was a spy bot that was decommissioned and then woke back up one day and is causing trouble and chaos around Phandalin and the neighboring area.
Nice. All right. And I am Charlie. I'm going to be DMing this group, and like I said, we do have two others that will join us. We play bi-weekly, so every other Saturday at about 6 p.m. I don't think we've hit the 6 p.m. start time yet, but that's the goal. And I also stream on the opposite Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central Time, so you can watch that. We do one shots for that group. But yeah, we are gonna jump in for tonight with some Lost Mines. Right. Let me. Alright, and I'm just gonna drop you all in, and you can move your token wherever up, and there are just three. Okay. So currently, our players are staying at the Wayside Inn, in between Neverwinter and Phandalin. In the previous session, we had encountered a wizard who needed some help. They were trapped as a sheep, and the party helped with that. The wizard apprentice did get away from the group, so not sure if anything with that is going to come back up, but that is kind of where we have left off. We're just kind of getting our bearings as being adventurers, is where we are at. So, the group has found themselves enjoying the atmosphere of the Wayside, and you all have come down from your rooms for the morning. And I know that Solomon and Bob would have met at this point, but Rooney has not been part of the adventuring group, so you've only just arrived to the Wayside Inn. But you all are currently in the bar area and waiting to be served for some breakfast. You're a little surprised at how long the wait has been. It doesn't seem to be going as quickly as previous times have happened. You can see the bard is entertaining per usual, and it's a pretty busy day. The common room is pretty loud, especially considering morning, and you've just kind of gotten up for the day, and you are sitting there taking a look around. Would you all be sitting separately together? Like, and I guess Rooney, really, what would be your approach? Because you're here like kind of on your own. Your elf friend isn't around currently.
So you said I was just arriving, correct?
Correct. So you could have gotten here the night before, or you just got in this morning, whichever.
All right. And are the others currently at a table or no? Just so I'm trying to get my bearings here.
Bob Solomon, what do you think?
Yeah, we would. I would be at a table, ordering or waiting upon a meal. Bob doesn't eat necessarily.
Bob doesn't eat, but he would totally be hanging out with Solomon, kind of commiserating over the absurd talking sheep adventure that we just did.
All right. So Rooney, after walking in, would look around and not really know exactly where to go to begin ordering his breakfast while he's trying to find his friend, and would walk up to Solomon and Bob. Do you guys know where I would possibly order some food?
Yes, we can get you. We can take a seat. We can get you the server, the waitress over here.
I don't know if she'll bring you food, but she'll at least start the process.
We have been waiting a while.
Rooney would pull over a chair from a small table and take a seat. So, what are your guys' names?
I've been going by Bob. That's about what I've got at the moment.
I am Solomon.
Well, thanks for inviting me to sit down, Solomon and Bob.
And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You are.
I'm Rooney. Actually, I just got in. I'm looking to possibly find some work and make some coin.
That's a pretty common story around these parts so far.
Yes, we were planning on working or attempting to find something today. If it would start with a meal, and he's gonna look back towards the bar again. Does Solomon see any sort of activity back there?
Roll me a perception check.
I told you I couldn't get my character sheet to pop up in Forge. What would you tell me?
Roll in D&D Beyond and just tell me, or just roll dice.
Nice. I got a 10.
You look back at the bar area, and to you, it just seems like the normal commotion typical of any bar area. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. You try, to kind of get the eye of one of the workers, but you don't quite seem to get their attention at this point. As the group is sitting there and kind of maybe getting a little impatient, you do suddenly you hear a loud commotion coming from the kitchen area, so just behind the bar, and the door bursts open, and as it does, you see this. Sorry, my dog came walking in, and it startled me because I was not expecting her to be up here. You see a flying winged shaped thing chasing after something, and so they both come flying out into the common room from the kitchen. And as you look at it closely, you see that there's a small lizard flying creature that's flapping its wings madly as it's flying around the room at this point, circling around the common area, and there is a cat that is kind of following behind it that is also flying with some wings. The group in the the common room, they are starting to react to these two animals flying around, swatting at them with their plates. Really, a lot of madness is happening at this point.
Hey Solomon, check it out. It's more animals that shouldn't be in people spaces. In people spaces.
Yes, I have 2 gold on the cat.
You guys have experienced something like this before?
Not necessarily like this, but close enough that it probably counts. I want to try and catch the lizard.
You gonna try to catch the lizard?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get up and jump at it.
All right. First, make me a acrobatics check.
Oh, that was real close.
So you go and exactly what is your plan with this? Are you just kind of grabbing at it? Or are you leaping off the table?
Well, I'm a little guy, right? I'm a little autonome guy, so yeah, I kind of probably hopped up from my chair, ran down, across the chair onto the table, and then dove at it.
Yeah. So as you dove at the, are you going for the lizard or the cat? I forgot.
Oh, the lizard.
Okay, you're going for the lizard. Okay, let me.
Yeah, flying cats are totally allowed in people spaces for some reason. Lizards, on the other hand, they don't belong here.
Okay, well, I re-rolled, and yeah, so you are trying to go across that table, catch the little lizard, and as you do, it flies away with the cat trailing behind.
Seeing this this robot attempt to try and catch the lizard, Rooney wants to try and join in and run across this long table here and jump at the lizard and try and
Okay.
catch it.
Alright, and you're going for the lizard. No one wants to go for the cat? That's fair. Alright, you can go for the lizard.
Acrobatics?
Yes, acrobatics.
Well, that could have went better.
So as you are going, I mean, the same thing happens. You actually get significantly closer to catching the lizard. It's in your hands, and it's almost like you kind of just squeeze a little too much, and it just boom, flies out and continues flying across with the cat trailing behind.
Hey Solomon, cats don't usually have wings, do they? You should stop that guy.
Well, cats can do lots of things. They're not creatures of this planet. And I will try and catch the lizard using Mage Hand. So, acrobatics or maybe a spell attack roll?
Yeah, you can do either of those. I feel fine with that if you want to do spell attack.
All right. So it's a 10.
As you are going and you are trying to, I mean, we are like really playing cat and mouse with like one. As you are trying to catch the lizard that is flying around, you just miss it because as this is happening, the second door behind the kitchen bursts open, and the blacksmith comes shouting very loudly into the common room. No, please don't hurt Marticia.
Which one's Morticia?
Morticia?
Marticia is the lizard-like creature that you all have been trying to catch. And I mean, really, all of you can make me a history check.
Told you to go for the cat.
See, I'm not trying to catch a cat.
Yeah, so missing. Oh, is your character sheet really won't open at all for you?
Yeah, I can't get it to go. I don't know what's going on there. It's a 15.
Okay. Let me see if it's something. Oh, I know why you can't open it. It's my fault. No, it's not. No, you are the owner. But also, so is Bob.
Nah, now that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see everyone's character sheet, by the way. DM.
Yeah, I have you all set as observers. I don't,
Okay.
like, for me, I don't see the need in hiding it. Because if we were playing on D&D Beyond, it's all there, too. Yeah, so you all would recognize that name, Marticia, because that is actually the name of the owner of the Wayside Inn currently. So, like, even with Rooney having just arrived, like, you would be familiar with the name, and, of course, Bob and Solomon having stayed and met Marticia previously, you recognize the name right away.
I'm gonna glance back toward the blacksmith and say what now?
Please don't hurt Marticia. Whatever you do, try to catch her slowly. Maybe clear out the people if you can. It might make this easier.
Has she always been able to do that?
He looks at you and says, "Fly? Yes."
Okay. All right. You heard the man. Get out, folks.
The room is like utter chaos. Like no, like if as you're speaking, like no one's really hearing you there because the cat and the lizard, they are flying around. Like I am not gonna drag their tokens over and over because it's not a video game, right? But like they're just circling the room. The cat gets close to the lizard, and then the lizard gets away, and it just keeps on going. And everyone's swatting their plates. There's food everywhere. Essentially, like a middle school food fight has broken out.
Solomon will hop up onto the table, do an instance of thaumaturgy, and voice them out. Please, everyone, please exit.
Yeah, as your voice booms across the room, there's like this moment of pause where even the lizard and the cat, they also just kind of seem stuck in that moment. And everyone looks at you and kind of awaits your direction. Like you've told them where to go, but they're just kind of frozen, not sure where to go with that.
Second instance of thaumaturgy and blow open the doors.
Yeah, so they see all the doors blow open. within the bar area, including even like the outer one, and they start to get up and they start to begin to slowly like make their exit from here, leaving just the flying cat, flying lizard, you all, and the blacksmith.
Don't know if it'll work, but Rooney's going to attempt to use his taunt feature on the cat and or shout out, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty!" And we'll need a wisdom saving throw if it can hear and understand me.
Let's see.
Bob would have followed everyone to the front doors and then shut the doors as everybody else had left the building to ensure that small creatures don't escape.
All right. So as you were calling to the cat, it did not make that saving throw. So I guess then let's see. Yeah, so you have the attention of the cat at this point. Like, it is beginning to fly like towards you since you were calling it.
Okay, and then Rooney's going. Is it? How high up is it? Rooney's only about 4 feet, so trying to judge my jumping distance, so maybe I don't fail as hard.
The cat would only be probably about like 8 feet in the air. It's not super high ceilings in here.
Gonna attempt to jump up and catch it as it comes over and approaches him.
Okay, and for clarity, you're standing on the table still, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He just stood up and is still on top of the table.
All right. You can. Yep. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah. So because like you have the attention of the cat that is flying around, you are able to easily grab onto the cat. As you grab the cat, from the kitchen, you see a woman that's coming out, and she hollers at you, and she's like, "Please, please, please be careful with Fleabag. She doesn't know any better," and is like motioning towards you to bring a Fleabag to her.
And he would be a little cautious hopping off the table, not to let go of the cat, and then Flea. Did you say his name was Fleabag?
Yes, that's Fleabag, my pet, and the person you were speaking to is very evidently the cook of the establishment. This is Kruha, and she's a half orc. She's a very close friend of Martisha's, and incredibly famous in the area for her tasty and alarmingly well spiced stews and meat pies.
He would hand it over, and um, events like this happen here often, as he kind of looks to the orc and everyone else in the room.
I wouldn't say it happens often. Fleabag sometimes likes to chase things and catch things. Doesn't like the spicy meat that I make like everybody else does.
There was a sheep in here last week, just to be clear.
We're kind of 2 for 2 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at the juncture of 2 large trails right at the end of the forest. It's bound to happen that there is lots of wild animals, and unfortunately, I guess sometimes they do happen to get inside. So as you are having this conversation, Martisha, the flying lizard, is still flying around the room, and the blacksmith is still like hollering at the group to be careful not to hurt Martisha.
Does Martisha know she's a flying lizard? Or did someone do this to her?
The blacksmith looks at you and, well, I mean, I don't know that Martisha knows that I'm not sure I understand the question.
Does she do this a lot? Is this we just need to wait it out? Or is this something that happened to her?
Well, he told me that she's been able to do this forever. So, yeah, this happens often, apparently.
So she turns into a lizard and chases her cat around?
Well, I mean, the lizard doesn't have a pet cat. That cat belongs to Krura.
Right.
So what would you have us do, Mr. Blacksmith, at this point?
Not hurt Martisha. That's what all I asked for you to do. You were able to catch that flea bag. You can't help me catch Martisha?
Aren't you Martisha's owner? If you're in here calling, can't you just recall her?
Martisha tends to have a mind of her own, and right now is scared and flying around. I'd appreciate any of the help I can get.
I will reach down and put my hand on Bob's head and give him guidance for his next attempt at catching the lizard.
So lightning bolts are out of the question, right?
Of course lightning bolts are out of the question. We can't harm Martisha.
Just making sure what's on the table. Goodness.
Well, that one is
Right.
on the table, pointing at Rooney. Or was on the table.
No. I'm on the table now. Bob climbs up chair, table, and is gonna make a dive and try and grab Morticia again. You want a acrobatics check for that, or you do another math?
Yeah, no, sorry, I just assumed you knew. Yes, acrobatics. My bad.
Right. So there's acrobatics. Plus a D4 for guidance?
Yep.
Does that work, or do I need more?
Oh, no. Oh, wait, hold on. No, you need more.
Okay, then I'm going to use my autonome feature of Built to Succeed and get another D4. For a grand total of 22.
Well, Morticia is pretty dexterous with the 26. As you are trying to grab Morticia, she does attempt to bite at you, missing, and flies away. As she flies towards Tola and the Inn's bard, he is also attempting to catch her, not successful. He begins to like play a song, kind of like narrating out the events, poking fun at the group as you all are trying.
Do I call it again? The thing just tried to bite 2 people.
Well,
Well, I've
wouldn't
been
you
told
try
you
to
can't
bite?
lightning bolt it.
If somebody was trying to grab you, wouldn't you try to bite it as well?
No.
You would just let somebody grab you? You wouldn't try to fight? I mean, maybe not bite, but wouldn't you try to do something?
As the owner of this establishment, I wouldn't try to bite anybody, but you know, that's just me.
Rudy's gonna walk over next to Bob and try calling Morticia over with his last taunt ability. And we'll ask Morticia to come over nicely. And please don't bite.
And please don't bite. And that is a wisdom save. Let's see. At this point, because as this is going on, Kura is taking Fleabag and like moving and exiting out of the common area, going back to the kitchen. So Morticia, having like seen that the cat that was chasing it is no longer in the area, does like readily come over to Rooney, allowing for you to grab and catch Morticia.
And he would carefully maneuver away, like almost like he's picking up like a rabid animal, and hand it over to the blacksmith. Here's your, I don't know if I call it a pet. Don't they own this place?
He takes Morticia, like, and he seems to have like a lot of confusion whenever you all are talking about like him, Morticia like owning the place and whatnot. But he does take Morticia from you and thanks the group, and he says, if you happen to need anything from me, I'm the blacksmith here. I'd be happy to make a deal. I appreciate that you didn't hurt Morticia in any way trying to capture her, and again, thank you for that. And they are going to going to leave. And so as like they do and stuff, like the room is calm, it's just the 3 of you. Although I feel like I lost your token. Rooney, do you see your token on there, or am I just blind?
I can see my token. I'm standing right next to Bob.
I understand. I know why I'm blind. I have other tokens that are hidden from when they all left. You were underneath them. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so they exit and you all are left in the common room. You can hear normal commotion in the kitchen area, and all is calm since you had sent everyone out. And just as a reminder, and new information for Rooney. Like across the road is where most people, if they're not staying in the inn, like they choose to camp there. So a lot of the guests have gone and they're kind of gathered just on the other side of the street at the campground area.
I swear this place gets weirder and weirder every week.
I wonder if
mean-
we would be able to get our meal before everyone comes back in.
I think it seems only fair. I mean, we did
That's a
them a
good
favor,
idea.
right? Should be provided.
Solomon's gonna cruise on back and just peek in the kitchen. Be all. Now that this is solved, could we get some breakfast? I need 2 breakfasts.
Kura looks at Solomon and says, yes, and you just like see the kitchen, I mean, is a mess. She's like, it's going to take me a moment to gather my bearings, but I would be happy to, as soon as I have at least a little bit of the area cleaned up a bit, I would be happy to make your group breakfast. And you said just 2, the little one doesn't eat?
Yeah, Bob doesn't.
The tin can doesn't eat?
Not sure what he's got going on, but he doesn't consume food at least.
Fair enough. But yes, I would be happy to get some breakfast out to you all. If you just want to take a seat, and I'm sure Marticia should be around soon and can take drink orders for you all, and we'll get this going for you.
I'm no longer sure about that, but thank you very much. And I'll head back. New table.
Did she say the lizard's gonna come back with drinks?
Yeah, that's what she said. The lizard's coming back with drinks.
I don't know if I'm okay with this.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of places we can afford to stay right now, so...
I know.
Man, this is quite the morning. Is this how your guys' day has been the last couple days since you've been here?
It's been quiet the past few days. Last week there was a sheep and some wizards. There was a bed. It's very
I
odd.
don't even want to talk about the bed. The bed was awful.
Man, this place just keeps getting better and better.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, so as you all are sitting and waiting, the door opens up, and stepping in to the common room, you see a familiar face coming in, as you see a really... I forgot what descriptor I was going with, but you do see Marticia is now making her way into the common room. And she, like, sees that it's pretty empty in here, and she goes, looking at the group, did you, scare everyone away? I'm not sure what to make of this. Normally, there's more people inside than outside.
Weren't you just a lizard?
I was just outside, a lizard.
Yeah, the barbarian carried you out. Or blacksmith.
Maybe in his dreams he's carried me out, but not recently.
Are you named after the blacksmith pet, or the other way around?
That thing again. I keep telling, I've told him and I've told him. He needs to name it something else, and he assured me that he would, and I'm gathering he has not named it something else.
Not only that, but the lizard's supposed to bring us drinks in a few minutes, so... Yeah.
Are you and the lizard ever seen in the same room?
I mean, I prefer not to be seen in the same room as the lizard, but I assure you I am not the lizard. And if you want to question that further, you can exit from here.
You sure about that? Because the place seems rather dead at the moment.
Well, I'm imagining you must have had something to do with that if no one else is in here. But you all are. Seems interesting to me.
We just saved your cook's cat bat thing from a lizard named Martisha, which just insequentially happens to be you as well.
Well, I'm sure you probably have it the other way around. I'm sure Fleabag was trying to catch Morticia, as tends to be the case. But I do appreciate that you took care of the situation. It looks, and she kind of looks around. It looks like only 3 plates ended up broken this time, so I guess we'll consider that a win. And you said you were owed some drinks. What can I get for the group?
Ale
Take
in.
ale.
We would
Ale?
really appreciate breakfast at a certain point before dinner.
I think they call that Linner. Do you want Linner or Brenner or something like that?
Anything before another animal appears would be pleasant.
Okay, fair enough. And Morticia goes. First, she steps into the kitchen to check in, and you kind of hear a very loud sigh come from the kitchen as she takes in like just how messed up the kitchen is. Like the common room is also a bit of a mess from all the commotion, but like the kitchen is more of a mess because that's where they, smaller quarters, they were going round and round, and Kura was getting ready to prepare for breakfast and lunch, of course. And she comes back out, goes to the bar, grabs ale for the group, and brings it over to the group. Here you go. Kura is working on breakfast for you all. I will bring that out. And I kind of stops talking and was like, "Yep, I'll just bring out what we've got, and we'll go from there." Again, thank you. Kura said how helpful you were in not only safely capturing Fleabag, but also safely capturing that other creature as well. And I know the blacksmith gets moody if anyone hurts his pet, so I do appreciate that. But just as soon as it's done, I will bring that back out for the group.
In case it happens again, would a happy accident involving the blacksmith's pet be preferred next time?
You know, for me, yes. But then also,
Say no more.
I mean, you do what you feel is best.
That sounds like a go to me.
Yeah, and she heads back to the kitchen area, presumably helping to clean in there, get your breakfast going. At this point, is there anything the group would be discussing or doing?
Bob's kind of surveying the carnage in the room and is really, really tempted to try and clean up.
Is that like when I say
Ernie
tempted
would
to
be-
clean?
I feel bad.
Rudy would be looking around as well. I guess we did kind of make a mess out here, didn't we?
I mean, I wasn't throwing food.
We got the rest of the patrons out as quickly as we possibly could. If this has happened before, I can't imagine that she would hold us too responsible. Also, the pure chaos at this inn is... Does anyone know if there's more work to be available? Rooney, you've been on the road recently. Have you seen anything?
I have not. That's kind of why I was coming here, to see if there was anybody that had work in here at the tavern, or if there's any postings anywhere.
As you all are talking about work, Morticia comes out. She's carrying some food for the group. She sits it down. She doesn't seem too thrilled with what she's bringing out to the group. And she, as she gives it to you all, she's like, I might have work for you. I'm contemplating a couple of things, and it might just be me. I'm not sure. But here is your breakfast. Eat it. Let me know what you think, and I'll come over. I'll come back and I'll check in with you. But I may need some assistance if the group is interested.
I mean, I'm down.
I think we're definitely interested.
All right.
Just to hear what the idea is.
Eat the breakfast. I need to check in with Kara a little bit more and get some more information, and I'll come back out to the group.
If we have to get food for a flying cat, I don't know if I'm up to it, guys.
I'm also not spaying a cat. Be clear.
What about a lizard?
I would just burn the lizard.
She might approve of that.
Yeah, there would never be any more damage to this inn if we
It's a net positive.
So we are kidnapping a lizard?
I'm not certain what her request will be. Is it
But
odd
yes.
that the blacksmith named the lizard after the owner and said it was the owner of the inn?
Had to have been mistaken. There had to have been a bad communication line, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
As you all are finishing up your breakfast, Morticia, and she's cleaning up and things, as this is going on, and a couple other of the workers have come in, and they're taking care. They have kind of shut the common room down until it is clean to help make it a little bit easier. And hearing you all still go on about the lizard and her, she goes, if you all are so convinced I'm the lizard, we can go to the blacksmith's quarters and we can settle this so that you can see I am not. If anyone needs that, we can do that. Otherwise, we can get on with our day.
We were just trying to solve issues for the future. Maybe you'd be interested in making sure the lizard don't come back.
I'm not going to lie, I would very much be interested in that, but I also enjoy that we have a blacksmith on site with all the travelers going in. I get a percentage. I'm smart when it comes to this business. I've been the most successful at keeping the inn and the bar up and going, and I think part of that is that we have services that we can provide to travelers as they're going, and pissing off the blacksmith really isn't on my list of things I want to do at the current moment.
I mean, I totally get the morning slapstick show. This was great. I'd show up every day for this.
Well, so are we settled on the lizard? Like, do we need to go see that the lizard and I are two separate things? Are we settled, or are we ready to move into talking about something else?
I think we could put the lizard on hold at the moment, but Renee, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm convinced that you are you and the lizard is a lizard.
I appreciate that. I would not want to be considered a lizard. I feel I am much more beautiful, if you will, compared to a lizard.
That's debatable.
At least I have a shirt on.
That is true. That is a true statement.
I've been meaning to put up a sign, no shirt, no shoes, no service, and maybe I should have. Well, all joking aside...
Yes, all joking aside, you said you might have a business proposition.
Yes, so before we begin this conversation, how do you all feel breakfast was this morning? And as you all are getting ready to answer, she pulls a chair over and she sits down with the group.
Realizing that it's rude to not eat food or drink when offered like that, Bob's going to, as she, spins around to grab that chair, he's going to take his mug of ale and kind of like pitch it under the table to give the appearance that he drank it.
I think food was decent.
So as
The meal was fine. The length and complexity of the time to get it was not great.
Yeah, I understand. The commotion this morning really is made for a day. As Bob was pouring his ale under the table, she definitely heard that. Did one of you need to take a piss? What was that noise? What the hell?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know where the bathrooms were. I needed to
So you thought pissing on the floor was
relieve
the
myself.
answer? I mean, all the commotion this morning. I'm just gonna let it go. If you could maybe later, well, not like super later, but before you leave, clean up that, I would appreciate that very much. So
Yeah, totally.
I appreciate the kind words about the breakfast, but I know it was not good. So there seems to have been a couple of problems that have happened in the kitchen. Obviously, the cat and the lizard situation definitely made the problem worse. So your meal probably didn't have the same kick to it that those of you who've been here. So I mean, looking at you, Rooney, she's like, maybe to you it was a good meal. I don't know where you're coming from when your last hot meal was, and it was hot. But and then looking at the other two, and she's like, I'm not sure Tin Man eats, but you, Solomon, is it? I believe you've said. I'm sure it didn't deliver the same kind of kick that it has been. And it seems on Kura's last trip out to gather spices, she ran into a bit of a snag. And then this morning, with the cat and the lizard, the last of her spices actually got spilled throughout the kitchen. She tried to save what she could, because she is making her famous spice stew for dinner this evening, but overall, like, she wasn't able to save very much, and not nearly enough to put anything in your breakfast, and none for tomorrow. And I need her to have her spice, and she's not able to leave and go. Like, she needs to clean the kitchen and whatnot, and, well, she really doesn't want to be the one to address the problem.
Where
So
are
what
these
exactly is the
spices located?
It's a small grove. It's in the Neverwinter woods, so it's really not too far from here. I mean, it's a short day trip. She goes in the early morning, and she'll do like I mean, I guess it doesn't matter how she makes it possible, but she'll get up and she'll go in the morning, and she's usually back in time to make a decent lunch. Not like a big elaborate one, but something warm for the belly. So it's not too far of a trip. And she'd be able to give you more information if you talk to her. I already kind of mentioned I was going to ask the group, the three of you, if you would be interested in going and sorting this out, gathering up some, well, dealing with the problem, and then also, since you're out there already, might as well gather up some spice, and then you can bring that back, and we'll go from there.
so what exactly is the problem?
Well, she only told me she ran into a unsavory group, but I am not really sure what that means, or like what her definition of unsavory is, because I feel like this morning's breakfast was unsavory. So here we are.
So there's a group of people giving her issues getting it?
Well, so what I know is she didn't want to, she wasn't prepared to deal with it. She'd just gone out with, um, her basket for gathering up the spice, and didn't have, I mean, you've seen Kura, she's able to hold her own, but she did not feel equipped to deal with it, so she didn't even really approach too closely to see the full situation. She just knows she saw a few, I believe she had said goblins, and that was enough for her to just decide to turn around and head back without the spice. She knew she had enough to at least get through the week, but then this morning happened.
How long ago did she see the goblins?
This would have been yesterday, when she had gone on her run to get the spice.
Well, my friends, if there's goblins terrorizing the area, I feel like we should investigate.
I've never liked goblins, I guess.
I'd be down to go back towards the Neverwinter Woods.
Excellent. Kura would be better able to tell you exactly which small grove it is that she gets this particular spice from, and any information of what she saw. She would be happy to share that with you, so the message isn't getting lost in the line of passing it from one to another.
I
Very well.
suppose when my friends wrap up here, we'll go talk to her and we'll get this sorted out.
And don't forget to clean up the piss for me, please. I have the rest of the room to finish cleaning with my staff, and we'd rather not this early. Piss is for the evening, not the morning.
Oh, certainly, certainly. Also, what kind of compensation are we getting for doing this for you?
Yes. So I mean, of course, if you are able to make this happen, and you bring back the spice, I would be willing to give you some gold, and I'd give you a night here in the inn for free.
Just one night, huh?
And some gold.
How much is some gold?
Well, I mean, and you can kind of tell she's like calculating in her head, like how much can she reasonably afford to give to the group. And she goes, well, I mean, this is kind of a big deal. So obviously we need spice to be brought back, right? So that is one thing. But so like if we just get the spice and that's what we know we got, okay, I'd probably give you 30 gold, but if I have proof that the problem has been dealt with and handled in addition to the spice, I would be willing to pay the party 100 gold. But I need to know that the problem's been taken care of. Whatever that means for you to bring back, so we know that Kura doesn't have to worry, or if Kura sends one of her younger staff out into the small grove, that they are going to be safe, whatever that may be.
Or you want us to bring back prisoners?
I mean, I don't feel like I'm really equipped for having prisoners, but if you want to bring back ears or a head, you get the point. Something, so we know the job's been taken care of.
You went from mildly annoyed to kind of bloodthirsty really quick. Is everything okay?
I'm not bloodthirsty.
You told us to bring
No,
back a severed head.
I told you to bring back proof, and you didn't seem to know what that meant. So I gave you an example. I don't want prisoners. I want the problem dealt with. If they got to Kura, what's going to keep them from getting to other travelers? And then if other travelers are being attacked by whatever this is, what's to keep people from coming through on the trail? The trail is already deadly as it is, and if they hear of some goblins attacking the area, well, there's my business. So yeah, maybe I'm bloodthirsty, or maybe I'm money hungry. What's the difference between the two at this point?
I was just asking if you're okay. That's all.
Well, yes, I'm okay, Tin Man. I am okay.
Don't call me Tin Man. I don't call you Skin Woman. Don't call me Tin Man.
Ooh, I seem to have struck a nerve. I apologize. I just thought it was more fitting than Bob. Bob seems to be a name beneath you. You seem to need something better than Bob.
Well, I'm open to suggestions, but not Tin Man. Skin Woman.
Is it because you're not made of tin? Is this what is it, aluminum instead? What are you made of?
You're implying that I'm a can. I'm not a can. I'm a little guy.
Well, I didn't say tin
I'm a real
can.
boy.
I said Tin Man. Pinocchio. I think that name is much more fitting.
You've met the criteria, haven't you? Good job.
Yes. So I would encourage you to check in with Kura, get more information, and then handle the problem for us.
Well, gentlemen, when you're done with breakfast, I suppose we can talk to the cook.
I have eaten plenty of this meal. I believe we can get going for today.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
We'll
Yeah.
get up and head over to the kitchen.
Yeah, so the group goes to the kitchen, and just as you do, like it happens, Kural is there. She opens up the door. She's kind of, she's also cleaning and helping with getting everything sorted to hopefully have some kind of a resemblance of lunch happen. Maybe not the best tasting lunch, but something. And as she sees Solomon approaching and the others following behind, yes, Marticia said that you might be stopping in. I take it she spoke with you.
Yeah, you said you had some issues with goblins?
Yes, so yesterday morning when I set out to do my spice run, I came across a group. I stayed pretty far away. Normally I carry, and she points to a sword hanging in the kitchen. Normally I carry that with me, just in case. Can never be too sure in these parts, and I didn't very much feel like carrying it, or I forgot it, or both, and well, I didn't have it. And so I saw the group and figured that my small cutting knife wouldn't be quite enough, but they had kind of taken residence up in the small grove that I gather my spices from. And while I had enough to get me through at least another week, maybe a little more, until that stupid Marticia, that damn lizard, came scurrying through here and got my flea bag all worked up, and well, now we are out of spice, and that's kind of what I'm known for, is the spice that I put into my food. I suppose you all, so, assuming Morticia spoke to you, I'm assuming you all will be heading out there to scare the goblins away or do something about that, and while you're there, perhaps gather some spice for me?
That's the plan as I understood it. Yeah. These goblins. I've heard stories of goblins being playful and practical jokesters and pranksters, and I've also heard that they're vicious. Where would these goblins fall on that scale?
Well, I mean, I've heard that too, and I didn't want to get close enough to find out. They were setting up camp, if that's any indicator for you of where you think they might fall. It looked like they had pitched a couple of structures in the Grove area, and you see, I go out there probably about once every 2 to 3 weeks, so it had happened since I was last there. Would have been about 2 weeks ago. So it looks like they've made camp in the area. I know that doesn't answer your question exactly, but it, like I said, I didn't feel like risking and dealing with it too early. I'm not really a morning person.
Never understood that phrase, but I don't really sleep, so okay. The spices that you're looking for, are they plant-based spices that we could just kind of like collect some leaves? Like, what's the process there? Are they small little creatures that we have to like slay and put into a jar?
Um, no, nope. There's no creatures. There are plants, and she goes. I can send you with the journal that I send my apprentice cook with when they go, so that you know exactly what you need to gather. Otherwise, I can rattle and I can describe how many leaves each of the specific plants have, and blah blah blah. And I'm sure you might tend to forget it, especially if you're not a chef yourself. You probably will completely forget all about it. So here, and she takes out the notebook, and like she kind of thumbs through, and she goes, "You can see it like written on here. It says exactly how many to gather. If you want to gather a little bit more in case this problem becomes recurring and you're not here to address it for us, that would be appreciative too. But this is the minimum amount I need to be able to get through a worst case scenario of only going out there once a month. So I'd appreciate if that much can be gathered up.
Bob's going to take the book from her and then give her a weird smile and say, your lack of confidence in us is not entirely misplaced. Thank you.
She looks at you kind of like confused, and she's like, no, it's not the lack of confidence in you. It's just you deal with the problem now, and then I go out 3 weeks from now and a new problem has happened. I mean, we are here on the Tribord Trail, and it's not unusual for there to be different problems along the trail. That's why we're like stationed in such a good place for people to give that safe haven, and that's why Martisha's really been able to thrive here.
And he looks back at her and says, no, I meant picking the flowers, and he pats the book.
Ah, yes. Yeah, and again, not you. If you're not a chef, it's probably more difficult for you to know exactly what to get. And I'm very specific in the amounts that I need, so this is just easier.
Any other questions, folks, or think we got this covered?
No, I believe we are ready.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Oh, 2 out of 3 is not bad then. I think that means the majority wins. We're ready.
All right. Yeah. So, as you all are like departing and whatnot, she also, would be sure to give you the general directions of where to go and how to like know exactly which, grove it is in case there are more, issues along the way. And she thanks the group, and you all are able to kind of head out.
Good to be in open air again. But the common room was a bit stuffy.
She's a little judgmental on the goblins, isn't she?
Yes,
Thought
the
so as
human
well.
keeps a cat named Fleabag in a kitchen. It's a little concerning.
You figure she'd be a woman of culture.
Yeah.
All right. I am getting our map set.
So, Bob, ex- excuse my if this is rude. What exactly are you? I've never seen anything like you.
So it's hard to say. I haven't seen anyone like me either, at least not in a very long time. Um, there was a war. I remember the war, and I was programmed as a spy drone. And then the war ended, and I woke up in this shop in Neverwinter, and it seemed like I think the term is pawn shop. I wasn't sure, but I snuck out the back door, and I've been looking for work since then because I'm broke. Not like physically broke. I have no money.
Are you emotionally broke? Do you have emotions
Who
with
said that?
Bob?
Who said that?
The voice in your head.
That's something else, isn't it?
Probably.
That's
Sorry.
quite the story. That's interesting and kind of like. Can I poke it? Is it metal?
Oh yeah, totally metal. I don't know what type of metal, but it's hard, real hard. Kind of like
Fascinating.
bangs on his head, clang, clang, clang.
So yeah, as the group heads out, talking, introducing yourselves more to each other, you are heading about 20 miles northwest of the inn. So a little ways, but not a lot. Hey, I own the server. Of course, I have access to all the chats. It's pretty uneventful. Like nothing really springs up at you or anything. Is there anything else the group would have talked or done while walking to try to find the grove?
Apparently not. No.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
no.
Yeah, just kind of enjoying being outside. It's a nice like not too warm, not too cold day. No need for cold winter clothing or anything. No ice going on with that. Making some Icewind Dale jokes here. But yeah, so you approach an area where you were able to see up ahead, you're able to see three like small little huts that have been built, and based on what you've discussed with Kura, you know that you've come into that small grove that she'd previously mentioned to you all.
So she wants us to kick the goblins out of their home? I mean, it looks like they have established homes here.
Well, she said, get the spices, and if we're here, we might as well take care of the problem, and suggested we bring back a head. But there's got to be better solutions than that, right?
Are we sure she's not just trespassing on their gardens?
Exactly. Here's an idea. Let's go get her head and take it to the goblins as an offering. We'll make friends.
We could bring the cat.
Everybody loves Fleabag. It'll be great.
So, what if we check the huts with before? I guess I'm not entirely comfortable going into their gardens if that's what the issue is. Maybe we see what's going on before we just go and grab spices.
Yes, I'm comfortable with going up and seeing if they've had intruders, maybe.
You're a little guy like me, and you don't clang when you walk, so maybe you can sneak up there and see what's going on.
I could try and sneak up there. Are there any trees like close enough to the hut, like maybe over here, where I could maybe get a view or listen in on what's going on?
Yeah, you can try to sneak up over there and see what you're able to hear or see.
Do you
So
want stealth and perception?
Yeah, stealth and perception would be great.
Alrighty. Hope I wasn't heard there, but perception's a little better.
Okay. So you move yourself, you set up to that tree here. You move yourself up to the tree, and really with it being kind of like the morning hours, you know, there's a lot of like birds chirping and whatnot. So even with a roll of a 12, like nothing seems to take notice to you. As you are listening, you are able to make out in the hut that you are closest to, you're able to hear two distinct voices that are talking from inside of the hut. There is a fire that's burning in between the three huts as well that you're able to see. It looks as though they either are making breakfast or have just finished up breakfast. You're not quite close enough to see, but like you can smell the aroma of something having been cooked recently.
Okay, and you said it was I couldn't make out what they were actually saying.
No, you couldn't quite hear what they were saying. You're able to tell that they have two distinct voices. And then I guess also, do you speak Goblin?
Uh no, I do not.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, like you can hear, but you're not sure exactly what they're saying and stuff. There's two very different voice.
Okay. Um and are they around the fire eating or are they in the hut?
The two voices that you're hearing, they are in that hut that you were closest to.
Okay. Are there any windows on the side that Rooney's on?
No, so what you are seeing, like the way that they have their hut built is it's almost like they have kind of chopped down a lot of branches and like made like a lattice type of thing where like you really can't see into it. Like sunlight and whatnot can go in and out, but like you're not going to be able to see anything going in.
Okay. Can Rooney try to sneak right up next to it, or try? Does he see like a doorway? Maybe knock on it.
So, you like in looking at the setup and seeing like where like the fire is placed and stuff, you would assume that the door would be somewhere on the like side closer to the fire so that like they have that warmth of the fire if they need it in the evenings coming into the hut. So you would assume it's on that other side.
Okay. Then Rooney would probably go back and just let the others know what he's seen. And I'd just explain to Solomon and Bob that all the doors are facing the fire. There's people talking, but I can't understand it.
Did it sound like that weird goblin slimy chittery sounds?
Yeah, it's more or less gobbledygook.
Oh, Bob groans and says, I know how to speak goblin. I I guess I get any idea what it's. Can you mimic its sound or anything? You got like anything?
I didn't pay that close attention. I was trying to look for uh I guess
No.
see if it was a homestead more or less.
It's fine. I didn't even remember that I could speak goblin until I started thinking about it again. But you said there were two voices in that hut?
Yeah, in the hut that I was closest to.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I can work something out on this. And I guess at this point Bob's gonna try and sneak up to the back of the hut.
Before Bob attempts to start sneaking around, I'm gonna cast a little guidance on him. Be like, try and be as quiet as you can, my friend, and touch him on his little non-10 head.
I know how to sneak, Solomon.
Absolutely, I have faith in you.
Alright, so we're gonna go to about there-ish.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
you got lucky on that. You are one
I'm
with
not
the
using-
hut.
Do I have to use that guidance now, or can I
I
save that forward?
technically it lasts a minute, so whatever.
Alright, Well, then it's a perception roll at this point, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to add the guidance to that one, though.
But you are closer, so yeah, you have like made it so you are just blending in with that hut. It seems like you were up there, no one has heard you. You are listening in, and you did say you speak Goblin.
Correct.
Yeah, so you hear the goblins, and they're talking. They are complaining, as people who work for other people do, right? And you make out the name that they are complaining about. Gosh, you hear the word King Gra, and they're just talking about how they don't want to listen and do what he says, and they feel as though they are better than what he is, and they don't understand why they should be taking orders from him.
Okay, I can jive with that. Is there anything else going on then?
No, I mean, so you were able, same thing, like you are able. I mean, I guess, can you smell? Can you smell things as a tin
I don't
man?
know. I'm not a tin man, damn it.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I will do my best, but can you, with your metal nose, can you smell? You're able to tell, though, that perhaps breakfast has taken place. Um, you are close enough that you do sense that perhaps not just the one hut is lived in, but you can see some tracks that are leading into each of the other huts. You're not sure if anyone's in them or not, but people have gone in and out, so you can make that out. But
Not
can you
wanting to
smell?
press. It says I don't need to eat, drink, or breathe, but it doesn't say I can't.
Okay.
So I'm looking for your interpretation on that one. But while you figure that out, Bob's gonna make his way back down to the rest of the group and share the information that I've learned. And do we wanna try and play this cool, guys, and see if we can coax them out of here peacefully?
Well, could so you said you speak Goblin, and they don't like this king.
Yeah,
Do you think maybe there would be a way we could portray your voice where they think it is the king telling them to move out of here or to deliver spices to a location?
we have no idea what the king sounds like. And I can't do the booming voice thing that Solomon can do anyway.
I'm sure the king sounds like a goblin.
It's a little judgmental of you, don't you think?
Okay, he could.
What does a
sound like
goblin
dwarf.
sound like?
You described their language as like slimy twittering just a minute ago.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just a little guy.
My personal interpretation of the goblin language is I'm Zach Farteeth. But that's a much different character. I am for asking the goblins if we could acquire some spice and see if they would like to migrate away.
I guess that's the question. Where is this spice grove compared to where we are right now? Are they one and the same, or
Yes.
what's the deal there?
So when you all were walking, would you have thumbed through the book more to kind of take a look at what you were looking for?
Oh, 100%.
Rooney definitely would not have, so that would be on
Bob
one of
didn't
them.
touch that book.
Okay, but Solomon would have kind of looked at it a bit, and so you like notice like really, it is one and the same. Like each of these random different plants are documented in her journal.
And they're around this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is the tree we're up against, is that one of them?
Yeah, so the plants surrounding that tree, like the smaller looking plants,
Okay.
and I know on the map, like it looks like, oh, you could just grab from here, but really each of them are somewhat different, and you would need to grab from all throughout.
All right, just as a first draft of a plan, I'm open to any ideas at this point, but just to throw something out to start the process going, I say we just start picking the spices right now, and we wait to be approached. But somebody else has to have something to add on to that, right? Because that can't be the best idea we've got.
Well, we could. We could just start making our presence known. Maybe not touching their spices, but make our presence known and see how they react and go from there.
Do the spices look cultivated, or are they growing wild?
They're growing wild.
Yeah, not quiet, but not intimidating.
Or we just act like we don't know what's going on and we're picking spices.
That's where I'm at.
Alright, so the group is just going to start gathering spices and see what happens.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, before we get into this, let's do a quick break, and then we'll come back and continue, if that's cool with everybody. Cool, let's do 6 minutes, so then that'll put us at 7:50.
Alright.
Cool.
Alrighty.
We're supposed to just go in there and start punching them? What?
Alrighty, we are back on the stream. Apparently, we are going to be punching goblins, is what I just heard. Or not punching them, one or the other. So where we left off, if you were tuning in, is we are at the small grove that contains some spices that the Wayside Inn needs, as we are currently playing Lost Mine of Bindelver, and the group has decided that they are going to pick spices and see what happens. They know that there are goblins in the area, and that's where we are at.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong, guys?
Exactly. We don't know that who's here, right? So Rooney's gonna walk up and to the first one he sees and just try to pluck it, or I guess however you gather it. I don't know if I gotta do like individual leaves or.
I mean, how do you think Rooney would go about it? If Rooney's just grabbing by the bushel or
Rooney,
whatever, like
he's probably just grabbing the whole plant and just trying to rip at it.
yes. Okay, so let me see what I want to do. Guess then. Yeah, so you're not trying to be stealthy at all, but just for the sake of rolling, I guess roll me a stealth with disadvantage. Let's see if they are able to catch on to you all. Okay. Yeah, so as you are doing that, and you're just going to whichever one is closest to you?
Yeah, whichever one is closest to Rooney. I don't know if this is one or this one.
So any of these, like, random small plants that aren't, like, the bigger, like, tree bushy things, those would be, like, the spices from the book. But, I mean, you said Rooney didn't look at the book, so maybe you're trying to shake the tree. Like, who knows what you're doing.
Well, he knows we're there for spices, but he's gonna grab like the smallest plant that he sees and just tries ripping it up from wherever he can get a hold of.
Okay. Yeah, so as you are doing that, let's see. Oh, okay.
Oh, I
like
see
the same
measurements.
distance.
That's not good.
Well, I was curious, like, who you might alert first, but here it's like the exact same distance. So as you're doing that, you're making quite the commotion, like grabbing at the whole thing, and you hear some like grumblings of things that you don't really understand, and exiting the one hut comes out a goblin, and he locks his eyes on you, you lock your eyes on him, and he yells some at you.
He yells what?
Don't make me repeat at you.
No. I want the translation.
You said what? You like. So I was getting there. For you all who speak Goblin, he's basically yelling, "Who the hell are you? What do you want?" And his yelling then leads you see another goblin pop out behind him and stuff, like kind of standing, right next to him in the doorway, just a step behind, and then across the way at the other one, because of him yelling, a third goblin has popped out, and they are all locked on you all, like in your direction. If the one can't really see around the hut, but the other one's in your direction looking at you.
Rooney's just like still bent over, like grabbing the plant, looking at the goblins, looking back at Bob, going back and forth.
It's showtime, I guess. Bob's gonna take a step forward and wave at the goblins, very like Forrest Gump like hi.
You're just why would I expect anything else from you? Like, I'm like shocked, but then like, why am I shocked? That seems really foolish on my part to be shocked by this.
I'm greeting another culture. I'm trying to be open-minded to this right now.
So you're just coming, and like your token's like perfect for that. It's like you're already waving at them as you're, moving and
It's
coming
because I'm a
around.
friendly little guy.
Friendly little guy that's not made out of tin. Yeah, so you come around, they're looking at you as you're waving, and they, like, obvious, if you're speaking common, like, they understand that you're greeting them. They aren't really doing anything at this point. What do you wish to do?
I guess I'm going to answer their question. In Goblin, I'm going to respond back, oh, we're just here to pick up some spices. That's all. No big deal.
Pick up spices. Well, there are spices, not your spices. And some broken common, they shout that at you.
Why are they speaking in common?
Because you were speaking... Oh, you speak Goblin. I
No,
keep forgetting.
I speak Goblin.
My bad. Okay, they yell at that in Goblin to you. Do you need me to yell it in Goblin?
I feel like I would have gotten, a couple of cool points for talking their language, but okay.
My
Neither here nor
bad.
there, I suppose.
What does that sound like to Rooney as you guys are having this conversation?
See,
No, I'm not doing that.
I don't do voices, but here I am killing it because I do not do voices.
I love
but
it.
Look at
I
that.
love it.
I do Goblin. No voices, but Goblin.
We've got a friend who, she's been coming here for years picking spaces. Told us this was her area. This would be perfectly fine.
It's my area now.
Well, why did you guys move in here anyway?
That's a lot of questions. Be gone.
But why?
You see the one that is in the solo one, moving towards the fire area. And, you also see he has, taken out his, short bow and is looking
Careful,
at the
friend.
group.
Fire's real hot. You don't want to hurt yourself.
While this is going down, Rooney's gonna take a step towards the next plant and just attempt to grab that as well. As they're having this showdown.
Only 40 more to go, bud. You're doing great.
He's grabbing the whole damn thing. I don't know how you all are gonna carry all these giant plants. Yeah, so Rooney's grabbing at the plant. The goblins are staring at Bob. What's Solomon up to?
Solomon's just, he's just keeping pace, keeping an eye on things. He'll help, hold the bag open for you to stuff plants into.
We got one of those 50-gallon bags of holdings that we're just cramming things into right now. That's great.
Just go. They haven't stopped us yet.
Looking back to the goblins, Bob says, hey, but seriously, guys, the forest is huge. What do you care about this little plot of, weeds?
You make deal?
What do you mean, make deal? What deal?
You pay for the plants.
But why these plants?
They where I am. My plants.
Not your plants, everybody's plants. Isn't that right, Rooney?
Yeah, but I'm gonna make our way to another plant
Yeah.
and
See,
grab.
Rudy and I agree. This is everybody's plants.
My plants. Steal money. Money.
How much money? Money.
What you got?
No money, money.
No plant. No plant.
What do I have to do to persuade these guys just to leave us alone?
Money. Money.
Rooney takes out the really broken loot and like just holds it out to the goblins.
What's this?
He like strings the one string that's left on it.
Ah,
You
you
can make
play.
music.
You play me a song.
And like points to the plant, points to the loot, and then holds it out to them.
And you said it has one string on it.
Yeah.
One plant for one string.
Do you want the rest of the loot? Or just the string?
No. One string loot. Loot? Then be gone.
That's no. No, we're taking the plants.
You've already taken plants. 4? You've taken 4 plants.
No. Nonsense. One plant.
Goes to grab the 2 that I'm by.
Too close.
I can't hear you as I grab the second one.
I don't understand what you're saying there, guy.
As you all get too close, not aiming at you at all, but like an arrow just like soars like right past the two of you, just kind of sending a warning. Too close. Rawr, rawr.
Rudy's gonna roar back and finish pulling up the plant.
Don't mock them. They don't like that, or I've been told. And then I look at the goblins and I go, hey, seriously, guys, why don't you guys just pick up shop and go somewhere else? You're obviously amazing, industrious little creatures who could do so much. Why not move?
We just moved. We like it here.
You like strangers like us coming and picking your plants? Because that's what happens here.
You the first. No one else has come.
Oh, we're not the first. Told you, we have friends.
First since I've been here.
Then you're not paying attention. People come in the night and take your plants.
No. We have someone on guard at night. And the one closest to the group is the one talking, and he kind of like jabs the one behind him in the ribs. You keep night watch, right? Yes, I keep night watch.
My friend said your night watch guard was sleeping.
No, I'm not sleep. No, keep night watch.
She makes this awesome meatloaf using all of these spices. It tastes phenomenal.
Did you bring meatloaf?
We can bring meatloaf.
Leave plants, go get meatloaf.
Can't make the meatloaf without the plants, you see. A week ago, she was here. She got these plants, made us meatloaf. It was wonderful. Best meal of my life.
Stop taking plants. We can make meatloaf. Leave the plants. We'll make meatloaf. You want to eat meatloaf?
What?
Ooh, what if you
But these
are
are not
the
your
meatloaf?
plants.
They're not your plants. You can be Meatloaf, and we eat
You guys,
Meatloaf.
Solomon, Rooney, you guys should be stealing plants still. What do you? Don't stop.
I'll go keep going and grabbing more plants.
Where's the
if
loot?
you want to make Bob Meatloaf, I'm kind of
Above-
okay with that. Because good luck.
I'm gonna drop the loot after we take off. Like, I'm gonna drop the loot, like, right around here-ish.
He picks up the loot and he strums the one string that's left. Garbage loot. Only one string. Where's the rest?
He told you it had one string on it. What are you complaining about?
You. Complaining about you.
And I'm complaining about you. I'm glad we're on common ground. Surely we can have some sort of common ground between the two of us.
Roll me some charisma.
You're a fun-looking little guy.
We've been talking too much. Roll me some charisma. Little
You're
goblin's
a
not gonna
fun-looking
chat.
little guy. I'm a fun-looking little guy.
Oh,
Yeah, loot. You play?
I can play. I go to reach for the loot.
The goblins are kind of just keeping watch. They're not really like too bothered by you all. Like they're not letting you out of eyesight, but they're also not really feeling like attacking at this moment. They're more entertained by you all. It's kind of the sense that you're getting. You're not sure if this is gonna go south or not at any point, but for now, everyone seems entertained with the situation.
there seem to be any kind of, like, special plants or spices, like, in their camp that they seem to be, like, safeguarding as we've come to a new side of the hut.
Make me a... I guess that would be perception. Make me a perception roll.
Look at that. Oh, not so good at that. Never mind.
Oh no!
I mean, you, like... For you, Rooney, like, you have just gotten into this, like, grab the whole thing, shove it in, and, like, you're not even able, like, to distinguish any, like, difference between them because you're just trying to get as much as you can as quick as you can. So you're not really noticing much around you. Are you playing the loot?
Am I? I was going to.
Okay,
Yeah.
then. You gotta keep them entertained.
I don't know how to play the loot.
So the one thing that's going for you, you don't know how to do, and you decided to let me know that you didn't know how to play.
Yes,
Real smart.
exactly.
Real smart.
Is that a performance with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Could not go bad at all.
Can't possibly go bad.
Yeah.
The goblin that is fascinated by the loot looks at you and says, "Tin Man sucked."
No, it's punk rock. It's the new stuff. It's all about doing the best you can with what you got.
Metal sucks. No good. Where's the one who can play? I need someone to play. I like the music, but not Metal Man's music. No.
Solomon, you can play the lute, right?
I'm gonna stand up and go, absolutely, I can play the lute. And he'll go ahead and walk around. And while he's walking around, he's like, Tyr give me guidance and the whole thing. And he gives himself guidance as he walks around and picks up the loot.
Having not read the book at all, I'm going to start yanking plants out like everybody else has been.
So we're going disadvantage on this check.
Yeah, if you don't know how to play, disadvantage and then your guidance.
I ain't got nothing.
You got more than Bob.
I'm still using the guidance. Oops. Not what I wanted there. D4. Nice. 17.
Okay.
Um,
Much better. Blues?
oh yeah, we're doing Johnny Be Good.
Yeah, good. Let's sit by a fire.
Sure. And while continuing to strum the loot, go over by the fire. No, it's just verbal. While I play, I will make the fire change color to like match the tempo of the whatever of the song.
These three goblins they're very entertained as they're watching the changing flame as it's flickering and matching the beat of the song. The one that kind of seems like the quote unquote like in charge of the three. I mean, basically, you've got the Three Stooges in front of you, and he's you take plant, play song. We good. We not leave though.
I mean, do they have to leave at this point? We've got the plants. Can't we just replant these somewhere?
I mean, I really don't care if they leave or not.
Yeah, that's not our problem if they don't leave.
That was a lot of money if they left.
Well, if
That's true. That is true.
If we ensured access to the spice, that was a lot of money if we could do that. I think replanting these spices at the Chaos Cafe meets the criteria.
Okay, so I'm like, let's think through. Like, you're picking up all these plants. Some of them are a little larger and stuff. So I mean, I would say like, depending on the plant, like you're looking at 1 to for those really bigger ones, like probably what 5-6 pounds and stuff. Like, assuming it's I was not much of a plant person, but my mom was. Like, if it's like a size of like is it a hibiscus or something, like those were pretty hardy and heavy. So like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could, but how much can you? I guess you all wouldn't have came with all your adventuring gear. So like, how would you lug all of this? Because your bags, if it hasn't already, it's gonna run out of space before you get every single different plant that Kura needs for the kitchen.
Does there look to be any kind of ramshackle carts that the goblins have around in their little shacks or by their shacks? Like wheelbarrow, one wheel carts.
You are taking a look around and like you can see that there is evidence that like a cart has like came out here at some point, but like you don't see a cart anywhere. But like you
In
see
Goblin,
cart tracks.
I would like to ask the goblins if they have a sled, a cart, a wheelbarrow, a tarp.
A tarp. Yeah, so
I got low standards.
you ask them if they do, and I'm going to have you, like, I know it might not be like the thing, but this can't be super easy for you all, so let's have you make a charisma check to see how nice they want to be to you.
Just charisma?
Are you offering them something to persuade? Like, if you feel
Well,
like there's...
Well, it's the question of do they even have it, and then how can we get it from them, in my opinion, right? Like,
Well, yeah, but like, are they going to be honest with you? So like, just you can also we can do both of us roll 20 and see how we both compare to each other too.
I'll roll charisma. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Other- cart. There we had cart garbage, but there's cart parts back up that way, and the goblin points to the north of the hut area.
No, part's no good, friend. Part's no good.
We do have a firm blanket, not tarp, but blanket.
No, the closest thing I have to a blanket is this nifty scroll of speak with enhanced animals.
I think they said they had a blanket.
Yeah, we have blanket. You misunderstood.
You have blanket. Sorry. Can we have your blanket?
Scroll for blanket.
Solomon's cold. Solomon's real cold. Can we have your blanket?
Scroll for blanket.
Yeah, totally.
Go get the blanket. And the one that's furthest goes into the hut down below, presumably fetching out said blanket. You kind of hear him rattling around, throwing things in the hut. The hut's kind of shaking from him throwing things around, and he emerges with a pretty like I don't know that I would say it's blanket. Like it's pretty firm material, and so it's kind of like a cross between a blanket and a tarp, like somewhere in between. And it's about 4 feet. Like it's a 4 foot by 4 foot square that he brings out. It's a little tattered, but he does emerge with a blanket and is kind of shoving it towards you. It's like as balled up as he could have gotten it as he was in there. Scroll, blanket.
I'll pull the scroll out of my pack and say, yeah, right here. We got it. Trade?
And he reaches his hand out for, like, he's holding the balled up blanket and is reaching for the scroll to take it first before giving you the blanket.
No, friend. Come on. Same time. Same time.
No. We both hold scroll together and then I give blanket.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Let's do that.
All
This is
right.
gonna end in a fight, isn't it?
I don't know. Are you gonna make it end in a fight?
I'm not going to, but it might happen anyway.
I'm trying to improve and not always make you choose violence. You and Ricky both say make you all pick violence before.
Feel attacked.
Well,
Magic.
mostly Brad. It's mostly Brad.
Shh.
I just didn't want to keep singling Brad out, so I had to throw your name in there, Ricky. I apologize.
Fine. Harvin's still gonna die.
Harbin is not dying. What if
Oh, yes,
what
he
if it's
is.
what if there's no Harbin? What if it's like Harbinita or something?
Good enough.
I don't discriminate.
Great. Yeah, so he reaches for the scroll, you both grab it at the same time. You're holding on to it, and he goes to give you the blanket. As he's giving you the blanket, are you releasing the scroll? Or are you gonna try to keep both?
Well, do I have the hands on both and he has his hands on both?
Yeah, like you both are both, and like you're at the point of releasing.
I'll let go of the scroll.
Okay. He He's a little more reluctant than you, but once he realizes he has the scroll in his hand and you do not, he too releases the blanket.
All right. I'll turn to Rooney and Solomon and say, there we go. Lay the blanket up. We'll load it up with all the herbs. We'll drag them back to the farm. This has got to work, right? This is great.
Yeah, sounds fantastic. What?
Do you think they'd let us have one of their ears?
Do you say that with an earshot? I mean, of the goblin?
Oh yeah, like I'd say it right to Bob, to this one that was handing him the scroll.
And I'm presuming you're speaking in common to Bob?
Yep.
The goblin, like, looks at you and, you're giving me ear? And, like, points to your ear?
He would point to his ear and then point to me, to himself.
No ear. No. Your ear, add to collection.
Hey, goblin friend, do you have a name?
Steve.
Steve. Okay, Steve. Can you say I'm sorry in common?
I'm sorry?
Exactly. Now, will you come back with us?
Where?
The little Chaos Cafe. It's what, like 4 or 5 hours from here?
Yeah. Why?
Do you know what I'm sorry means?
You're sorry.
Exactly.
No.
Would you say that to a friend for me?
I gave blanket.
I know, and I thank you for the blanket. I'm asking for another favor.
You better be rolling another nat 20 on that charisma check there, buddy. Persuasion.
No, this is persuasion, right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, I stay. Here, job.
What job?
Look out.
For what?
No, look out.
For what?
No, look out.
We can do this all day, can't we, Steve? I'm sorry.
Um, you just cracked me up. He has said look out a couple of times to you, and as he has said look out over and over, an arrow goes soaring over your head.
Steve! That's not cool, buddy. You were supposed to warn me about that.
You stepped where you shouldn't have stepped. Look out.
Taking his cue, Bob hits the dirt real hard this time.
Well, first make me a dexterity saving throw to see if you missed the arrow. If you were able to duck.
Oh yeah, I ducked.
Yeah, you were fine. Yeah, you hit the ground without the arrow having hit or anything. See, look out.
From the ground, I kind of go, for what is doing that? Asking Steve.
Does Rooney see anything where the arrow would have came since I'm right there?
Yeah,
Or could I do a perception?
Yeah, do a perception check. Rolling is always fun.
Rooney is too focused
I mean,
on the plant
yeah,
and the ears.
you're focused on the plant, the ear conversation. I mean, you know that it is coming like you from the south of you, like that. That's very apparent. But aside from that, you're not really sure what's going on with those two. More entertained by seeing Bob eat the dirt as he ducked after finally getting the message.
So I guess Bob's gonna look behind him and see if he can figure out what's flinging arrows.
Sure. I mean, I would say you have, since like Steve is engaged in talking with you can roll with advantage.
Did it not go? It didn't go, did it?
It did not go anywhere for me.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh, there we go. So as you're laying there, you're able to figure out that the plant that's like right underneath your token there, like that is kind of like a spring mechanism that is then causing that arrow to come soaring at you, like when you pressure onto it.
So I'm gonna scoot off of that pressure plate then, and scold Steve for letting that happen.
As you move, and I mean you're low, Steve yells, "Look out!" And we're gonna give me a dexterity saving throw.
Not doing so hot.
It is not your night, man.
No, let's do that once tonight. Alright.
Alright. Let's see. It would just be this. So there's no force. Oh, of course. You take 4 piercing damage as that arrow hits into you. I said, look out!
Steve, did you build those traps?
You see Steve get this, like, Joker grin across his face, like, ear to ear. Maybe, perhaps.
After getting
good job,
hit, Rooney will hit like one of his hand axes. He won't swing or nothing, but he'll grab it and have it ready.
Seeing that you have grabbed your hand axe and, like, you have it, ready, the Steve, the goblin friend, he, like, goes and he puts his hand on his scimitar. Why hand axe? Need scimitar? And, like, he himself is ready in case you are trying to pull something on him, because he wasn't trying to be hostile to the group at all.
And he just looks at him and points to the arrow and goes, "Ow!"
I said, look out.
Steve, are there any other points we should look out for? It's a little late to be bringing this up now, buddy.
He's still grinning, perhaps.
That's it. You guys have got to go. You're causing too much problems.
We keep people out.
Why?
Well, you stealing all the plants.
Well, they're going with us, so what else is there to protect?
But
That's right, Steve. Nothing. You have nothing.
true. We
Steve,
steal.
go home.
Okay.
Go home, Steve.
Oh, purchased.
Purchased.
Steve
Yeah, we
walks away.
purchased the plant.
Oh yeah, for the loot.
After
So
getting hit, Rooney has no no qualms about going and looking inside of the huts as well.
Oh, now it's like
Oh,
what's
now,
property.
oh my gosh. So you going to approach? Are you going in, or are you just kind of trying to like look through the entryway?
I'm looking through the entryway first and see what I see if there's
Okay.
anything that eye-catching.
You can roll a perception check on that. Oh,
Better than a 1.
that is better than a 1. Let's see what we get. Technology that doesn't work. Looking into that hut that you're standing by, you are able to see what looks to be like a table in the center of it, and on this table you can see that there is some kind of carcass of an animal that has been like kind of hacked off of assumingly what they're eating from. Around in the room itself, you like mostly are seeing essentially like what looks to be garbage to you. Like you do see a couple of weapons, but they look as though one more, if this was Animal Crossing, one more swing with it and it would poof and go away. Like there isn't really anything that is standing out to you in that hut.
Yeah.
They're poor goblins that are just stuck here for whatever reason from King Grau.
Hey, Solomon, do we have everything we came for?
I believe we have all the plants we could use. Do we want the extra gold, or do we just want to leave?
At this point, I'm ready to take the extra gold.
I mean, I'm broke. I
They shot an
definitely
arrow
want
at
the
me.
extra gold.
Steve pipes up. It was accident. I said, look out. You said booby trap off.
Do they have goblin ears in their collection? Can you find out, Bob?
Hey, Steve, do you have ears? Like, on a necklace or a string?
I have a collection of ears. Yes, you want to see?
Oh, definitely.
Yes. And
This
he
is
motions
gross,
for
guys.
you. He motions for you to come into his hut. He said, "You stay out, but I'll bring my collection to you to see." And
I
you
thought we
all
were friends, Steve.
no, I know
Friend.
my space. No,
Friend.
no. Friend, yes. No, enter. No.
What are your top friends on MySpace, though?
No. Tom says no.
All right, so
Tom,
I stand at
everybody
the
friend, and he says
doorway.
no. Yeah. So he's moved over more where the doorway is. You've followed. Because why not? I put you in the fire. And he goes and he gathers up this collection of what you're hoping to be ears, I guess, and he like scoops it, and he comes and he's like holding quite the collection. Ears.
Are there any goblin ears in this platter?
No, I don't kill goblin. I goblin.
I wasn't asking Steve. I was trying to figure out what I saw with my eyes.
Make me a perception check of what you've seen with your eyes.
I kind of know that there's no ears there now.
Well, what if there's something you could take instead?
There's not.
But you do know that there are in fact no goblin ears in the mix. but there are quite a few ears. Most of them look to be like they might have belonged to travelers along the road. A lot of human ears.
Hey, Steve, who's in charge here?
Steve points to this one. Mostly him, he thinks.
What's his name? Is it also Steve?
I was gonna say it's Brad, but that's your name.
That's not right, man. Don't do that.
No, that is Stefan.
Stefan, buddy, I got bad news.
What's the news?
You're well spoken for a goblin.
I'm the goblin in charge. I practice.
Look, I was trying to be really nice earlier. We were all trying to be really nice earlier. The folks over at Neverwinter are super mega pissed that y'all are here, and we were told to come kill you. I don't want to do that. You seem like a nice guy. Steve over there seems like a nice guy. Can y'all just pack up and go home?
He looks at you all. He says, "Clearly, this is our home. You see, each hut home."
Yeah, but you've only been here for like 3 days. You got where you came from?
No,
Doesn't King Grohl have like something for you?
This is where he told us to be. If we leave, that's like leaving our post. We in trouble. We might as well be dead.
So, like I said, if we don't kill you, somebody else is gonna come and kill you, and you're gonna die for this king who barely even knows your name.
You got your plants. Isn't that all you needed?
That's all we needed, sure, but there are other people that use the forest. I tried to tell you this is like everybody's land. Isn't that right, Rooney?
Take a couple of ears. They won't know.
It's not goblin ears.
Yeah.
Bob, if you could, let them know that maybe if they gave us each one ear, we could convince our people that they are taken care of. They can move to a new area of the forest and no one dies at all.
My boy Rooney over here is really itching to cut your ears off, guys. Like, I don't want that to happen.
You have plants. We good.
I know that I have the plants, and that's wonderful. So that raises a couple of questions. What are you here protecting exactly? And also, there are other things. There's a whole weed patch, like 500 feet that way. Go guard that.
We stay. You have plants. You said you come for people who need plants. They won't come back.
They come back.
But you have the plants.
But if it's not the plants, it's something else, Bob. People are terrible. Or, not Bob, I'm sorry, Stefan. People are terrible. They come back.
We deal with them when they come back, but you all go. You go.
Look at Solomon. Are we just gonna light these guys up? Is that where we're at?
Let's see. No. My people are going to make their persuasion roll to see how well they do on this. They did not persuade you.
Everybody firebolt on 3.
Oh, did it come to this?
I'm sorry, Stefan. I'm really sorry,
I thought
buddy.
we would make it through. I thought we were gonna make it through.
I did all too, right. But the DM doesn't want to play ball, so here we are.
I can't make everything easy. They're not quick. Like, The fact that this has even happened is probably questionable at best. You getting them to
I
agree
have
to
been
just pack up
bartering
and
with these
leave?
goblins for 45 minutes, okay? Like,
But it's been great. Okay, so are we all rolling some initiative? Is that what is
I am not
happening?
making that first roll. Somebody else has to do that first.
I mean, if you were all at a point where you're done chatting, then we can roll initiative, because once you start, they start. So, is that the point
Yeah.
that we're at?
Rooney's after Rooney heard Bob ask if we're lighting him up. Rooney's gonna grab his big axe and attempt to just go for the ear, like just right off the side.
All right. Well, since you are going to be going for the ear, let's all roll some initiative and see what happens. Ooh, they did good. My goblins are good. All right. Let's see who do we got first. So seeing that you have taken out your weapon and you're like lunging towards the one to in front of you towards its ears, it is going to take out its scimitar and attempt to hit. And I think, let me make sure I do stuff right. Oh my gosh, me and technology. Can I not target you? What's wrong? There we go. Oh. But I have missed. Or rather, Stefan has missed. And that brings us to the goblins did like really good. 21, 21, and 19.
Oh, they did. Jesus.
Yeah. That brings us to the other one that is diagonal from you. So it too is going to attempt to hit you. It's going to miss as well. And then that brings us to Steve. Steve is he's confused by what is happening. Why we were getting along. And he is going to attempt to hit Mr. Bob over here.
Steve!
Why they missed on every single one? Like they were set up for this to do so well for them, and they tanked it. All right, that is going to then bring us to Bob.
Bob is going to use his bonus action to hit Rooney with Healing Light. If I can figure out how to do that. I can't figure out how to do that automatically, but I get to roll 2d6, I believe.
All right.
Yeah, 2d6. I wanted to make sure before I started doing dumb things. So we're going to get 7 hit points back, and I'm going to take the dodge action and scold Steve for swinging at me.
All right. Is that the end of your turn then?
That is everything I can do.
All right. That brings us to Rooney.
Yeah, Rooney's already swinging, so he's gonna go swinging with his great axe for the ears again. He wants the ears.
Oh,
Rooney.
No,
You kind of give like
Rooney.
a warning swing.
And then as he's messed up twice, he's going to just go ahead and get a little worked up, and he's going to rage as well and end his turn.
Okay, and then Solomon, you were up.
Solomon seeing Steven take a shot at Bob. I'm gonna try to hit him with a firebolt. And apparently that misses. And we're gonna, oops, that's the wrong thing. And I'm gonna, just get over here next to my buddy and be like, this is not going well.
All right,
And that'll be
anything
the end of
else?
my turn.
All
Nope.
right. All right, that brings us to Stefan, and Stefan is going to attempt to hit Rooney. So since you are raging, does anything? Because I've never had a barbarian in any of my campaigns. Anything happen with my goblin dude?
Nothing happens to him, but I have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Cool. Well, let's see. He's gonna attempt to hit you.
It looks like my rage applied to the goblin.
Yeah, he's like flashing, and so it's on him. And he's going to miss. He's going to, seeing like as you've swung at him, he's swung at you, neither of you are getting anywhere. He's going to take his bonus action to do nimble escape so that he can disengage and begin to move away. And he can go. He's gonna go right there. Okay, that is that goblin. Next up, we've got the unnamed goblin, and he too is going to attempt to hit Rooney. Man, we all kind of suck. He's gonna do the same thing. He is taking his nimble escape, and he's going to begin moving.
I mean, no one's doing great.
Okay, and then that brings us to Steve, who is just trying to figure out why. He is going to target Bob.
Not cool, Steve. Not cool.
You brought me to this.
We're friends, Steve.
That gets rolled with disadvantage because I'm dodging, right?
Oh, are you dodging?
I am dodging.
Oh, okay. Let me re-roll that. So it did take damage off. You can add that back. We'll see if he hits. I am still getting used to Foundry. Nope. Alright, so he does end up missing you. So the 6 slashing damage that had taken, make sure to add that back to you.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that.
And he is also going to do the classic. He doesn't like that no one, like, you're not hitting them, they're not hitting you. He's going to begin to run away as well, taking nimble escape. Okay, and Bob, it's your turn.
Can I interact with the fire that I'm standing on?
Yeah, you're going to tell it a story? A campfire story?
No, I'm gonna pick up like a flaming branch or a flaming log out of it and throw it into one of the huts.
Why would you do that?
Because they need to leave, and I don't want to kill them.
okay. um,
It's
I
really
mean-
sad. Don't make me talk about this.
it is really sad. I mean, it is like made up of dry leaves and stuff. So like I'm going to have you just roll a d20 to see how quickly it starts burning, because it's gonna burn.
About average.
Yeah, so you throw it in like exactly like, are you trying to throw it into the center? Like, where are you throwing?
I'm
Like
just
if-
trying to get it into the doorway. If it lands on whatever they're sleeping on, or if it touches the walls, or whatever, is irrelevant. I'm just trying to burn
Okay.
their camp down at this point.
Yeah, so I mean, you toss it in, and it does begin to start to burn. It's not going up as quite as fast as you maybe would have thought it would, considering it's made out of, wood and dry leaves and looks to be some hay. But like, it is caught on fire and starting to burn.
Okay. What did that cost me?
That's your action.
Alright, I'm not moving then. I'm done.
All right, Rooney.
Well, it looks like we got them to leave. Uh, we burning it down? Is that what we're doing?
Well, if there's nothing for them to come back to,
And Rooney will do the same. He'll walk over and use his action to throw a branch in another hut.
Jesus. All right.
this is your fault. This is all your fault, sir.
Steve? It's not my fault.
Charlie, this is Charlie's fault, sir.
Oh gosh. All right. Roll me that d20, because I mean, it's gonna catch. So that's what I feel. Unless you really suck at throwing, I guess.
I don't know why it rolled twice, but
Well, I'll go with the 16 because it was first. Yeah, I mean, you throw yours in, and like as you're throwing it, it hits some of the branches like in the doorway, and that kind of gets like the sparks flying, and yours begins to be in flames. And that was your action. Anything else you'd like to do?
so he's gonna kind of look to the group like, did we get him to leave? And then that'll end his turn.
All right, Solomon, you are up.
Well, I'm not going to be left out of burning stuff down.
Of course not.
So-
Why not?
I'm going to turn to the last hut and cast Flame Bolt out it.
Look at you go. All right.
Fire Bolt. Yep. So, all right. I'm going to target. Well, no, I don't want to target myself. So I'm just going to roll a d20.
Yeah, just do the d20. You're good. Yeah, yours begins to catch on fire in the same way that Bob's did, so it's burning slowly, not quite as fast as Bruni's.
And not certain where we put the blanket full of spices, but I'm going to move over to it and pull it away from the huts full of flame that are on fire.
Yeah,
It'd be a
you
real
begin-
shame if that went up now.
You begin to work on moving the spice blanket away, and that brings us to our goblins, who at this point, all three of them are going to run away, seeing that you have caught their hut on fire. I mean, I can move them and whatnot, but like as this is happening, as they are running, like Steve they would be further than that because they have their movement, just so we're clear, because they, like, at this point the huts are on fire. I would say we are out of initiative unless you all are going to chase the goblins.
I'm not going to chase the goblins, but I am going to cast an Eldritch Blast at Stefan up there, being the leader, asking him where's his home at now.
What's the range on that?
120 feet.
Okay, yeah, because even if he dashed, that would have been so he is about 90 feet from you. So yeah, go for it.
That's fine. I don't think I know how to use Foundry.
That's probably true for you.
If you double right click the goblin and then just
Hit
click
that.
the image of your attack, it should roll.
Oh,
wow.
It's a 20.
Oh,
Smoke
nice.
the goblin.
You have killed the
Oh
goblin.
my god.
Great.
Yes, we got 2 ears.
That's fantastic.
You're in charge now, Steve.
Okay. Well, then, Rooney, are you also attacking the goblins that have ran away? At this point, they are each probably about 90 feet from the group. The other two.
Rooney is just going to Stefan and is going to take those ears that he tried so hard to get earlier, and since he's laying there dead, he's
Yeah.
not going to worry about the others.
All right. Yeah. You go to that goblin that's dead and you cut off his ears. Anything else that you would like to do?
As I walk back, I'll be like, "Well, I think we got our proof now. Hopefully, Steve is a better leader than Stefan."
Okay. Solomon, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna bundle up the herbs and spices and get ready to head on back.
Cool. Alright, so then at this point, I would say the group is out of combat. Sorry, Bob.
No, it's traumatizing. We're fine.
You've caught things on fire. Like, what the heck? Alright, so
Bob's
then...
gonna shout in the general direction of Steve not to come back. Just don't come back, Steve. Don't come back.
I thought we were friends!
Me too, Steve. Me too.
Yeah, so, you all have set their homes on fire. You've cut off some goblin ears from a smoked goblin, and you have gathered up all the plants onto a goblin blanket. At this point, what is there anything the group would like to do?
Rooney will offer to drag the blanket. If he tends to, looks like he can carry a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob's not really in the mood to do things right now.
All right. So then, on that note, you all begin to make your way, maybe struggling a little bit with the plants and whatnot. Like you did grab quite a few, but you make your way back to the Wayside Inn. Is there anything that you, as a group, would talk about along the way, or just trying to kind of make it through? It's about 4.5 hours or so. Well, I would say 5 with you lugging that blanket.
As we were walking back, Rooney would kind of pull the arrow out and be like, "Well, it's been a while since I've experienced something like that."
That really could have gone better, guys.
Interacting with goblins is often a problem. They have a simplistic view on things. Where would a
What?
spy robot learn goblin?
I was just
I
thinking.
I don't know,
I have a
Bob.
good answer for that right now.
Is it maybe you just kind of had a feeling that goblin might be a good language?
An inkling.
Maybe from a year ago, it just kind of seemed like a good thing to do.
Just causing chaos.
As you tend to do in my campaigns.
So were you like made, Bob? Is that what happened?
I was made. Long
Oh.
time ago. I think
And
it was
you
a long
could
time ago, at least.
you can speak what they were speaking. Obviously, were you made by a goblin?
No, I don't think I was made by a goblin. I don't know. I don't even know the faction that I was, working for.
Well, no matter what, we've made the road a slightly safer place.
A
Maybe
sense of pride
they took
washes
off
over
with
the
my
group.
loot.
The group continues on. It's pretty uneventful as you all are going back with all of the plants. As you get to the inn, lugging the plants, and I'm assuming one of you goes inside to get the attention of Marticia. She is very surprised to see the plants versus just, what Kura would typically come back for. And she says, is that what Kura had asked for? Like, she just kind of quit, like, she's not, like, angry or, like, any, like, she's just confused by it. She goes, is that what Kura had arranged for you to do?
I believe so. I mean, the herbs are all here, and look at it as an opportunity to save you paying hourly wages because now Karag can just grow them here. We did you a double favor.
Ah, so you brought them for us to plant here.
Yes, wouldn't cultivating your own herbs be easier than randomly getting them in the forest where monsters could move in and stop your supply?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'm not one. I have nothing to do with the kitchen, but I'm sure Kura will be fine with it if she can cook it. I'm sure she can grow it too. Thank you all for getting that. I'm guessing by the amount of plants that you got that the goblins were gone. You took care of them. Like, were there, like, what was the situation?
We don't have to talk
Me,
about those details, do we?
We burned
Was it
down their
handled?
village, and I believe Rooney has something for you.
Rudy will slap the bloody ears on the countertop or table, and I I think they're taken care of.
All right, well, that is what I've asked for, and seeing as you have done a little bit more, and at this point, like, she has called Corral out of the kitchen, and like Corral is also like looking at the plants that you brought, and like is pretty really receptive to the idea of like making a garden and whatnot, and so. Marticia says, "Well, you've done more than we could have expected. So how about you can have the next, we'll say the next, 4 times that you need to